you're skinny and it's painful, today I'm gonna show you how I went from skinny to jacked and how you can do it as well. Because you're probably overwhelmed with advice that's telling you that you need the perfect diet, the perfect training, and the perfect discipline to stop being skinny. But that's simply not the case. You just need to do two things to go from skinny to jacked: working out and gaining weight. Let's start off with gaining weight. The only variable you should focus on is your diet. You might think that you'll gain weight just by working out, but that's not true. Let me prove it to you. Our body needs certain energy to function, and we get that energy by consuming food. Then our body uses that energy to basically keep us alive and to keep our brain and body functioning. And depending on how much of that energy we end up using, one of three things can happen. We either spend the same energy as we consumed, in which case our body weight stays the same. We spend more energy than we consumed, which causes our weight to decrease because our body burns either fat or muscle in order to get that extra energy that we spend. Lastly, if we spend more energy than we consumed, our body weight increases, and that excess of energy is stored as fat or muscle. So changes in weight are only affected by the energy that we consume and the energy that we spend. Now, contrary to what you might think, the amount of energy that we spend cannot really be controlled by us, since 80 to 90% of the energy used has the sole purpose of keeping our brain and body functioning. Meaning that if you stay in your bed for an entire day doing nothing, just resting, you would still spend 80 to 90% of the energy that you spend on a normal day. Therefore, the only thing we have control over is the energy that we eat. Now that you've understood this, let's dive into how to increase the energy consumed in order to gain weight. There's also a lot of misconceptions on this. I remember when I was skinny and wanted to gain muscle, I watched all those videos that told you need to eat like a monster, or you need to eat big to get big. And I took that advice seriously, even to the point that I vomited a few times because I ate way too much food. Now that I'm looking back, I realized that I was kind of stupid, but it was the only advice out there. So I'm grateful that you'll be able to skip those mistakes. And I hope you are as well. Because I'm telling you, to become muscular, you do not need to eat like a monster or to force feed yourself till you're so full that you almost vomit. Alright, so the more energy we consume, the more energy we end up saving, and the more weight that we'll gain. The optimal rate of body weight gain is around 1 pound per week, which is basically eating around 500 calories more than you burn. Now, counting calories can make the process more effective, but it's not necessary at all. For reference, I don't count my calories, and I've never counted my calories. Of course, I have an idea of how many calories I eat each day, but I don't track them. The only thing you should consider is eating a bit more than you normally do. Maybe add a slice of bread on top of each meal, or maybe a glass of milk. It doesn't matter what you eat, you just need to eat 500 more calories than you normally do. One of the easiest ways of adding calories is to drink them. When I was bulking, I had a shake every day with 500 milliliters of milk, 100 grams of peanut butter, and a scoop of protein. And that alone had almost 1000 calories. So gaining weight is all about finding the foods with the most calories and adding them to your meals. That's literally it. Now, regarding training, I've already made a video on this topic, but I'll go over the basics. Train between 3 and 6 days per week. Do between 6 to 8 sets per muscle group per session, and do between 6 and 30 reps on each exercise. If you follow these 3 guidelines, you'll literally gain more muscle than 95% of the men that are going to the gym. Congratulations! You've reached the end of the video and proven that you have a longer attention span than 90% of people. All that's left is to follow this advice and start packing some muscle. Good luck!